Welcome, family. Today is January 25th, 2025, and I hope you all had a wonderful week, and I hope this video finds you well. Our title and topic this week is Shaped by Trials, the Spiritual Story of Icicles. Using winter themes connects spiritual truth to the natural world. This approach weaves the beauty and challenges of winter into a meaningful message of faith and renewal. Let us turn to the unlikely source of spiritual wisdom, icicles. Wisdom is crucial, and that is the number one thing I do pray for when I get into prayer. I think it is very important that we all ask for wisdom and knowledge and discernment, truth, and clarity. As simple and ordinary as they may seem, icicles offer a profound reflection of God's handiwork, His creativity and purpose in all things. Icicles are born in the harshness of winter, formed by drops of water that freeze in the cold. But yet, despite their humble beginnings, they often glisten like jewels in the sunlight, capturing and reflecting the light in a way that seems almost divine. And it is so beautiful if you ever have a chance to take a peek at them or you've watched them before. In the same way, our lives as believers are often shaped in the cold season of trials and challenges. We too are molded by God's hand, drop by drop, moment by moment, into something that reflects His glory. That should put a big smile on your face. We are all special and unique in our own ways. That is what sets us apart. When our lives are in complete chaos and we can't make heads or tails of anything, we are put in the position to surrender, absolutely giving it all to the Lord. When we keep pushing through and forcing things to be the way that we seem or would like it to be, that is very much energy draining. And I know I get to the point where I'm just like, okay, hands off. Lord, I'm just giving it all to you. I don't have any more to input into the situation or circumstance at hand. And that's exactly what He wants us to do. If we look at Job 37:10, it says, by the breath of God, ice is given, and the broad water is frozen fast. Icicles are a symbol of spiritual life. Their formation, resilience, and ability to reflect light mirror our journey with God, to inspire believers to see God's handiwork in the natural world and grows in faith through the lessons icicles provide. The formations of icicles. Analogy of spiritual growth. Icicles form drop by drop in cold conditions, just as faith grows through small, consistent acts of trust in God. That is not always an easy thing to do. But as we continue to do that, it becomes easier. And it's almost as if we always hand them over to the Lord. That doesn't mean we don't have a part to play, because we most certainly do. It is pressing in and leaning into the deeper relationship with Him that He so wants us to do and is so eager with open arms to carry us through. Let's reference Psalms 119, 105. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. So we're going to emphasize patience. And I know I need to work on that myself. Spiritual growth takes time and perseverance. It's called never giving up and knowing, even in your innermost turmoil, when it looks hopeless, remember, you bring to this world what no one else can. It wasn't for nothing. Absolutely not. We are always under the watchful eye of our Father. So the challenge is in formation. Icicles form during harsh conditions, such as cold weather, melting snow. So parallels and trials in life, we're going to reference James 1, 2 through 4. Consider it pure joy when you face trials of many kinds. Going through all the seasons of trials I went through, it really felt like it was never ending. And it doesn't feel that way until we get to a point where we finally were able to cleanse during that season that piece of ourselves that we needed to. And that is a process. Every season has its process, and the process is within us to gain ground and deeper understanding and deeper healing. The hardness and coldness of ice can represent the isolation and detachment that can come from negative emotions such as fear and anger, worthlessness, doubt. All of these things hinder us. And sometimes when we're put in situations where we're feeling that way, we like to isolate. And sometimes I do the same thing. I mentioned that in my past video where sometimes you just want to be alone and deal with all of these emotions and come to grips and grasps with them so that you can forge forward and move forward accordingly. On the other hand, the transparency and clarity of ice can represent the purity and openness of the human soul. We should see trials as necessary for growth and refinement. The beauty of icicles, they reflect the light, reflecting the light. Icicles sparkle when sunlight hits them. Similarly, Christians are called to reflect God's light. Matthew 5, 14 through 16. Icicles are a perfect example of how beauty can be found in the ordinary and mundane aspects of life. And there's so many examples. That's just one. While they may seem like a small and insignificant part of the natural world, icicles can hold profound spiritual meaning and offer us a reminder to approach the beauty in everyday objects and experiences. Practical application: how to shine God's light in daily life through kindness, forgiveness, and love. And uniqueness in their design. No two icicles are alike, just as each person is uniquely created by God. Celebrate diversity within the body of Christ and encourage unity despite differences. We can all agree to disagree and disagree to agree. That's what makes us and separates us and makes us different from each other. Icicles serve as a reminder of the impermanence of life and the inevitability of change. Like icicles, our lives are constantly changing and evolving, and nothing remains the same forever. Each new day brings something new. I'll never forget my mother always telling me, never go to bed mad with anyone. Doesn't matter who it is. You always go to bed with a heart of forgiveness and thankfulness, because the next day you don't know what will be or if it will be. The fragility and strength of icicles, strength in vulnerability. Through icicles, although icicles seem fragile, they can endure the harshest winter conditions. Let's relate this to Corinthians 12:9. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. We should rely on God's strength in times of weakness. The temporary nature of icicles. Icicles melt when the season changes, reminding us of the transient nature of life. It is ever changing. We just never know what will happen, not only day to day, but minute to minute. The melting of icicles can also represent the process of letting go and releasing attachments, as we must do in order to move forward and embrace new beginnings. New beginnings can't happen until we release our old mindsets, our old attachments to what we think it should be or how we remember it to be. Sometimes we need to release all of them in order to make room for the new. Icicles can thus be seen as a powerful symbol of impermanence and transience of life and the importance of living in the present moment. Let us live with an eternal perspective, focusing on God's kingdom. That is so important. We are all part of that beautiful kingdom, that beautiful place. So in conclusion, trust God during trials as they shape and refine us. And as it does, we grow stronger and deeper in our faith and also in who we are as children of the Most High God. Reflect His light in dark so that we can shine the loving grace that lives within each and every one of us. Embrace your unique role in His plan, celebrating diversity and unity. Don't try to make it the way you want it to be. Let God show you. Your angels show you. Let them guide you to where you should be. It took many, many years for me to get to where I'm at today, pressing in. But I also had to believe in myself. We all have to believe in ourselves. We all carry the truths of the beautiful creation that we all are. We're all in this together. We're all one. So also, we want to live with humility and eternal purpose. And before I end, I did want to make mention that God really laid upon my heart very heavily the word discernment. He wanted me to share that with you. And then you're probably asking, how do you know if you need to be saying that to me? Because I spent many, many years asking in prayer for discernment. And as we ask and as we go through this journey and the process and the trials and the tribulations, and we persevere them and we persevere through them, we gain all of those things. They're ours. That's our inheritance. So discernment is very much a part of who I am as well as a part of who you are. You need to spend time and ask, and as you go through, you will know without a doubt in your mind, your heart, your ever being. So I'm going to leave you with this message this week, and I hope you all have a fantastic week. And I ask for strength, endurance, and ability to reflect God's love in all circumstances. And until next week, bye for now.